So here at the front, you have the cardan shaft. This is the front end of the car. And here we would have had the Haldex clutch. But this is omitted in the new model, which means the force from the cardan shaft goes straight to the crown wheels. And on the left and the right, we have a clutch. These clutches here then have the drive shafts connected to the left and right wheel. But this is, if I can show you once more in the animation, how it really works. You see it nicely here. What we need? Well, we need an engine, we need a transmission, we need the front axle diff, and of course we need the torque splitter at the rear axle. All of this is managed and controlled by a host of different control units. We'll start here with the wheel sensors and the steering angle sensor that all feed their data into the ESC, and then through the ESC transport that data to the rear axle. The engine ECU, the transmission ECU sends all the data to the rear ECU that you see here. These two control units are positioned to the left and right, interconnected as you see here by that red connecting line, so that they can communicate with one another. But here, you see once more, how is torque really distributed? From the cardan shaft, from the front, you have the torque going to the rear to both clutches, and they then of course forward that torque to the two drive shafts. But if you go into a corner, and the rear right-hand wheel here will close the clutch and put extra torque to the wheel. You see this here in a second animation in more due detail. Here you can see it. This is a right-hander, and you're accelerating the left rear wheel to really push the car better into the bend. The whole system is not only used to make the car more agile, now we can even make it more stable. As you see here, on a wet surface, we're stabilizing the car by having the exterior wheel torque removed and given to the inside wheel. Well, as you said, it's more agile now, but of course with Audi, torque vectoring is a system we already well know, which at the limit in the corner will decelerate the wheel on the inside of the curve. Can you have this in combination with the torque splitter, or is this a system that's obsolete now? Oh no, that system is still on board. We use both. But of course we now use the torque through the torque splitter on the rear axle by the front and combination with the run. We also have of course torque vectoring also deployed, but this is managed by the modular chassis controller. The modular chassis controller is something we also have in the A3 that was introduced last year, and of course this is responsible for the lateral dynamic components. How is that interplaying with the torque splitter then? Well, as you just said, we know the modular drive dynamic controller from the basic model. Here simply rounded out by the torque splitter, which means we take our chassis, our adaptive chassis DCC, connect that with a brake, and that is our torque vectoring controller and the torque splitter. And that then simply gives even better lateral dynamics.